Hello my dear friend, I hope you are doing great. Welcome back to my channel. If you have not subscribed it, please subscribe it, press the bell icon, hit the like button also. Friends, today I will discuss some important topic that is very useful for your UPSC examination. If I would talk about the Union Legislature, it plays a significant role in our democracy because we are considering Parliament as a temple of the democracy. Already I have reiterated in the previous video that Constitution is just about our aspiration and aspiration of the people of India. And due to time we are keep on changing our aspiration. The same thing happen with the Constitution. Generally, the requirement of the Constitution is changes, and who made amendment in the Constitution? That is Union Legislature itself. What are the organs of the Union Legislature? There is a Parliament. Parliament consists of the President, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. And generally we are saying that Rajya Sabha is a union of states and Lok Sabha is the house of the people. We are following the parliamentary form of the democracy, and we have imitated or replicated from the UK British Parliament form of the government. Generally, whenever we are talking about the house of the people, means Lok Sabha, or whenever we are talking about the Rajya Sabha, some people saying that Rajya Sabha is a secondary chamber of the democracy. No, it's not like that. It's a second chamber of democracy. Means it plays same role which the Lok Sabha has. Yes, it is in certain matters like the money bill, Lok Sabha has preference or power more than the Rajya Sabha, but we cannot neglect the importance of the Rajya Sabha itself. Whenever we are talking about the Article 79. Article 79 talks about the how and what are the there shall be a parliament. Parliament consists of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha and the president, and they have to work so many for the legislation formation, or they have to perform their duty as per the prescribed in the Constitution itself. Even Union Legislature have role in its to make law regarding to the banking, insurance, defense, means which are the importance of the national which having national importance as compared to the state list. State list is working on the ground itself, health, law and order and sanitation. This type of work is done by the parliament. This type of work done by the state legislature. And generally whenever we are talking about the Lok Sabha, and each and every person in India is acquainted with the procedure of the Lok Sabha, but here the Rajya Sabha remains in the ambiguity, means we are not knowing the working procedure of the Rajya Sabha because we are not directly elected the Rajya Sabha members. That's why there is ambiguity between among the people, how we are getting elected, how we are giving vote, or how our Rajya Sabha members are getting elected, and what are the powers they have. Now in this lecture I am going to study, or I am going to teach you about the Rajya Sabha members and what are the powers available with them. Even what are the function of the Rajya Sabha. The first and foremost important function of the Rajya Sabha is that its work as a supreme legislation institution, because whenever what are the function, its main function is some important function of the Rajya Sabha is follows, and the Rajya Sabha has a legislative body, means Rajya Sabha plays as a legislature. How? Because whatever rules regarding the central list, means the Lok Sabha is also like proposing, they are passing bill by the simple majority, special majority, and different type of majority as according to the bill. The same procedure is like happening in the Rajya Sabha itself. Means what are the mandates if the bill is amendment to the constitution, then it has to pass by the 2/3 majority. The same procedure followed by the Rajya Sabha itself. And the second function of the Rajya Sabha is that it is working as a executive also. How? Because in India we are the following the parliament form of the bureaucracy, and some legislature is working as a executive also. Means Rajya Sabha is also providing some executive, and they perform the task of the execution. And it's Rajya Sabha is like a miniature of the India. How? Because in India so many ethnic groups are staying here, and we can see number of the creed, caste people are staying here. The same you can, if you visit the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, you won't find the people over there from different parts and different groups, the different caste. They are like sitting at the one place, and they are creating or they are forming legislation for the benefit of the all India. This is the one of the main function of the Rajya Sabha itself. And even like whatever the function I am telling you, these are the function of the parliament itself. Because both Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha performing this type of acts, these are the function of the parliament itself. And the fourth function is that principal source of information. How? Because whenever we are like watching TV and we are reading newspaper, we are finding some biased type of news also. But how can it possible it is authentic? Because whatever like our government is forming legislation or whatever rules and regulation coming into the existence, that is like can be known by the people through the that by watching proceedings of the our parliament system. That is the procedure to acquainted yourself the authentic source of the knowledge. And the fifth is it plays a financial role also, because the budget is performing or budget is coming into the existence in the parliament itself. That's why it plays as a financial role also. And the sixth function of the parliament is that its work as a some sort of the constituent assembly. Because in the 1946 when our country was under British, then our government came up with the such proposal that they formed the constituent assembly, and which created and framed our constitution. Even like by amending the constitution, same like parliament is doing, they are bringing new and new innovation in our constitution. That's why it's work as a constituent assembly also. Sorry for that. And what are the constituent of the parliament? Already I have told you that President, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha are the constituent of the parliament. And whatever like I am telling you here, you can refer through this PDF also. Even like I am scrolling for you, and even like I am not like plain reading of this all the PDF, because whatever I am providing here with my virtue of experience and whatever knowledge I have accrued from the notes and whatever data my institution is providing, I am learning from that, and with my knowledge I am emulating, I am like representing myself in front of you. And whatever like I am telling you, whatever I am speaking in front of you, you can refer through this PDF also. And where were you like what are the constituent of the parliament? Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and President. Now I would talk about the mostly Rajya Sabha itself, because Rajya Sabha has very important role for our exam perspective. Rajya Sabha is not subjected to dissolution. You know, it is a permanent house, and every 2 years like 2/3 of the members get retired and 1/3 person remain same, and in the next 2 years they would get retirement. And the tenure of the Rajya Sabha is 6 years. What is the strength of the Rajya Sabha? Rajya Sabha strength is the 250. That is totally sanctioned by our constitution, and that 230 from the states and 12 is nominated member, and 238 from the states and union territory. And Among the two, among the 238, the next one is like it is the responsibility of the our government also that none from the union territory, means 2 to 9 seats from the states and 9 from the union territory. But among 9, it is the discretion of the our Rajya Sabha that they can reduce the limit of the members from the union territory. Now at present we are having 4 members of the from the union territory into the Rajya Sabha, like 3 from the Delhi and 1 from the Puducherry, because these are the union territory which have state legislative assembly. That's why we have give representation them to the Rajya Sabha itself. You know that Rajya Sabha is the union of the states, means that represents the, through this the states represent themselves into the parliament. That's why we are saying it the Council of States. And right now already I have and 12 members get nominated by the president into the Rajya Sabha. And what are the criteria for the get nominated through the president process into the Rajya Sabha? Because there should be criteria to get nominated in the Rajya Sabha. That is criteria: if you are expert with the art, literature and social service, then you would eligible to become a member of the Rajya Sabha through the nomination process. But I want to ask you one question, because Sachin Tendulkar was nominated into the Rajya Sabha as is he was a social serviceman, or he has played a significant role in the art and literature? No, that case was not along with the Sachin Tendulkar. Even one PIL was also filed in the constitution or in our judiciary, and that point of time that our eminent jurist, or that even he played as a Solicitor General of India role also, and that Soli Sarabji told that yes, this list is not exhaustive, means that is not end of the list. This is the illustrative list. We can add so many another field also, so that each and every we can recognize each and every person contribution who played a very significant role for our country name and fame. And but real power with the government of India, because president is a nominal head of our India, and whatever that name is suggested by the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister is the final for the nomination. That is the criteria to get nominated into the 12 members into the Rajya Sabha itself. And now right now we are having the 4 unitary representation in the Rajya Sabha, and that's why we are having 245 total seat right now. And among that 2 to 9 from the states, 4 union territory, 3 from the Delhi, 1 from Puducherry, and the 12 nominated members. This is all about the strength of the our Rajya Sabha. Now let's move further, that all the representation of the states is represented in the 4th schedule of our constitution. Means our 4th schedule is telling that yes, and even this is not decided unilaterally, this is by the rule and regulation of the parliament itself. And what are the selection procedure, what are the election, in which manner the members are getting elected, because we are not giving vote to the Rajya Sabha members, and our whatever we are giving vote to the our legislative assembly members, that MLA, and they are giving votes, and in the share amount of that the people are going to the Rajya Sabha itself. Because generally happens in the Rajya Sabha, in the Lok Sabha, the government is having powers and they can have majority more than 270 plus 2 votes, but this case is not happening with the Rajya Sabha, because it is a council of states and each and every states have some representation. That's why we have created a such type of selection procedure that is called proportional representation system. Already we have discussed what is the proportional representation system means the person should be led by the same number of people, that how many people are staying in that states, means according to the states, and their power of the vote is equal to that. Even like if I would take example of the any state, suppose it's having 3 members representation in the Rajya Sabha, and that if he is having 3 members, then and 300 MLAs are there in states, they would give vote. What is the like value of the votes is that 300 is the total MLA upon 3. 3 means that how many members should be represented in the Rajya Sabha, plus 1 is a vacancy, and whole hour plus 1, that is called is equal to 76 vote. Means if a person is able to gather 76 vote, he would get nominated in the Rajya Sabha itself, he would get elected in the Rajya Sabha itself. Even like in the Lok Sabha, we are the following the first past the post system, means that election is happening, whoever would get maximum number of votes, then he would eligible to become a MP in the Lok Sabha. But the case in the Rajya Sabha different, and that person who is having like who is able to cross the threshold like 70, I have given an example 76 vote, then he would eligible to become Rajya Sabha members. And it's like a unique method, because each and every state have to seek representation in the Rajya Sabha. That's why they have, our constitution framer came up with this type of procedure to get elected in the Rajya Sabha itself. Now, even what are the qualification for the Rajya Sabha members? First and foremost qualification is that he should be the citizen of India, and the next one is the person has to attain 30 years of age, and the further qualification is that he should be registered voter in any parliamentary constituency, and it is not mandatory the person should belong to the same constituency from which he is getting elected as a member of the Rajya Sabha. Earlier that was a case, but right now we have amended the constitution in the 2003 itself, and that even you can take example of the Manmohan Singh. He was a member of the Rajya Sabha from the Assam itself, and he is like a resident of the Delhi, and he is a member of the like his name is in the Delhi constituency itself as a voter. And even like there was a famous case in the Supreme Court, that Kuldeep Nair versus Union of India 2006. That point of time resistance was a qualification not valid, because the Kuldeep Nair was saying that it's against the federalism of our country, because if a person is staying or remaining in the any particular area, and that he would get elected from the another state, then it would not possible. And how can it possible he would represent his state into the Rajya Sabha, because he would get elected in the another state, and he is a candidate or voter of the another constituency. But the Supreme Court gave its judgment or pronounced its judgment that like having a certificate of for the particular area domicile cannot be criteria for the federalism structure. And even now I am going to talk about the special power of the Rajya Sabha. That special power that is available to the Rajya Sabha itself, they are not belonging to the Lok Sabha. That creating a All India service under Article 312, it's a power of the Rajya Sabha that it can create a All India services, because generally we are like our Rajya Sabha represents the federalism of the structure or Indian constitution. How? Because through the Rajya Sabha itself, state are representing that, and they are having their autonomy as compared to the Lok Sabha, because Lok Sabha works as a central government. And like creating a All India service, even like some people are saying that if IAS post is there, then they are trained and getting elected by the central government, but they are posted in the state. This is against the federalism. Sometimes our constitution behave like a unitary constitution, but it's not like that. If further Rajya Sabha want to create a all India service, it's totally responsibility of the all India service creation is the Rajya Sabha only. Now even like a second point is that Article 249 and Article 249 that central government and union legislature can formula on the state matter subject. This is the like a mandate or power can be given by the Rajya Sabha itself only, because whenever the two or more states are coming to the union legislature, please frame a law, even like that subject is related to the state subject under the 7th schedule of our constitution. Still like two and more states are coming that please create a law on the basis of the state, then only this is the power can be given by the Rajya Sabha itself, and the bill should be passed with this special majority from the Rajya Sabha itself. And even this case happened in the 1990 also, whenever that two states came and they were seeking or creating one like a law and order rules for, otherwise law and order comes under the state subject. And even like vice president removal also the totally in the jurisprudence of the Rajya Sabha itself under Article 67 clause B. We have to keep this thing in our mind for the preliminary perspective, that what is the relevance of the Rajya Sabha in the, because some people are saying that it's a secondary chamber of our like a democracy. How can it possible? Because it is not a secondary, it's a second chamber of democracy. How, like if a bill is getting passed, first of all a bill is coming and it's passed in the Lok Sabha, then it's moved to the Rajya Sabha. If Rajya Sabha members is able to pass the law through the Rajya Sabha and thus with the same number of simple majority or like a special majority, it totally depends upon the bill. But if there is a deadlock between the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, then there is a provision under the constitution under Article 108 we have to convene the joint session. But you know that our Lok Sabha members are the more and the Rajya Sabha members is 245 and Lok Sabha members is 543. Then definitely they would edge over the Rajya Sabha because their manpower is high or more than the Rajya Sabha. But this case happened in the previous time like only 3 times. How can it possible? This is showing that we are giving same respect and same mandate to the Rajya Sabha only. And if I would talk about that constituent function means it is not like each and every time we are convening like a Rajya Sabha and even joint session, that if law has to frame that first of all he had to get passed in the Lok Sabha with the any type of majority, and the same process has to be followed in the Rajya Sabha. That's why we are saying that it is a secondary chamber of the democracy, not a second chamber. It is second chamber of commerce, not a secondary. Means both are having equal importance. Yeah, you can say that in some like a money bill and some type of the particular type of bill, the Lok Sabha is having like superiority over the Rajya Sabha, but we cannot neglect the importance of the Rajya Sabha only. Also, even like a Rajya Sabha is a hub of the eminent jurist. Even we can take example of the right now we are having that Fali S. Nariman. Fali S. Nariman is a eminent jurist and they are coming through the way of the Rajya Sabha only, because generally we are having the only like generalized form of the people over there. But if we have to requirement for the specific like knowledge, a person is having specific knowledge and he would get nominated through the Rajya Sabha. This is the provision by which means we can extract maximum benefit out of the process, or we can frame any good law with the help of that intellectual person and eminent jurist. And even like some people you would find they don't want to go through the dust of the election. They want just share their skills through the nominated process, and that is the only way through the Rajya Sabha only. That's why we cannot neglect the importance of the Rajya Sabha also. And that even like it's providing the bargaining federalism also, because whenever you are finding that if a government is the majority in the Lok Sabha, but whenever we are finding Rajya Sabha is also representing these states, and through the local parties, like you would find that in Rajya Sabha local party members are getting elected as a member of the Rajya Sabha, and even the through the process of the bargaining, means for any bill get passed, they have that government have to seek consent of the Rajya Sabha members, and they can bargain also. They can seek more grant for the state government and their regional party. This is the one way that which promote the bargaining power of the states also. That is very healthy for the federalism structure. Otherwise, whole India would convert in a unitary system. And some people saying that Rajya Sabha is acting as a stumbling block, but it's like a totally issue of the parliament, not Rajya Sabha specifically. And in the further lecture we would discuss what are the implication or what are the complications we are facing in the legislation formation, and so many hindrances are coming. But right now it's very good to say that yes, Rajya Sabha is not blocking and impeding any proceedings of the our legislation system. And now move further to the Lok Sabha. That what are the members we are having? That 550 is the total sanction strength of the Lok Sabha, and among the 530 from the states and 20 members from the union territory, and 2 members would nominated from the by the president. But right now we have removed such type of provision from our constitution, because earlier that provision was for the Anglo-Indians. Now I think there is no need in India. We are not having such type of people are here, and that's why our parliament have annulled such type of provision. And even the same here, that 20 members from the union territory is the discretion of the parliament, and our parliament can reduce the number of the union territory members representation from the area. Right now we are having 10 union territory member representation in the Lok Sabha, and 7 from the Delhi itself, and 3 rest of the members, each one from the each union territory. This is the representation we are having right now. And right now we are having only 543 total strength of our Lok Sabha member. That is all about the our union legislature. And if you are finding my initiative very fruitful for you, please share my video among your friends, and do let me know in comment box where I am lacking, what should I improve in my lectures. Thanks for watching. Bye.